All right, y'all, we're back. We're back for another episode of Traitors. So let us talk about it. All right. Y'all know last episode we learned who the traitors were. We still don't quite know at this time who the super traitor is, but we know that Candiace, Lisa Rinna, as well as Rob are all traitors. And at this point, they did receive a list from the super traitor where they have to decide on who they are going to eliminate based on that list, right? So you have Ian, Mark, Eric, and Rob. Rob, of course, is a traitor, so it's like he's not gonna get eliminated. So they have to figure out between these three guys. Now they do feel like when it comes down to Eric, they feel like Eric is kind of low key, and I guess it wouldn't make sense or something for them to choose Eric. So they're not gonna go with Eric, okay? Um, Mark is smart. Ian is a gamer. I think it's really between Ian and Mark, right? So, anywho, they go to breakfast, right? They finally made their decision. It's stamped, it's sealed. They're gonna find out at breakfast who got the X, all right? Lisa Rinna was one of the first people to knock on the breakfast door and go through it, and she feels iconic because she was the first one to do that. So, congratulations, honey, to Lisa Rinna. Now, Tiffany. Tiffany is hoping that Rob C and Ian come through the door because for her, she's already developing this gamer alliance, and it's only going to be beneficial to her game that her gamers are still there. All right. Now, Caroline. Caroline brings up Michael and Porsha's little spat that they had because she missed it. She walked right past. She didn't really know what was going on. So Tiffany had to give her some of the updates. And as she learns more about what Candiace said and stuff, Lisa is looking like, Candiace, what the hell you got going on? Like, girl, you're supposed to be flying under the radar. What the hell you think you're doing? And I'm with Lisa. Girl, don't be bringing too much attention to us. Like, we powerful, but we not that powerful if we get figured out, honey. So, anywho, that's what they got going on. So people are starting to come in. They're starting to come in. Dorinda is one of the people that come in, and she's really happy because I don't even think she got the opportunity to even touch the breakfast door last time. So she's really happy. She damn near dropped a tear. So that's that. Now she also came in with Rob C, who was Rob C was not a part of that list, but Jam Jam tells Rob C that he thought that he was gonna be one of the people that was murdered or at least the person that was going to be murdered. And so Rob is like, well, why would you think that? And he said, because you were so nervous yesterday. You know what I'm saying? You was really nervous. Da, da, da. So now Rob C feels like Jam Jam is throwing him under the bus. And I'm like, how is he throwing you under the bus? That's like, I don't think Jam Jam was throwing you under the bus at all. So now Rob C is over here like, I think he the traitor. And it's like, okay. Okay, I forget sometimes how this game can be. You could breathe wrong. You can have heavy breathing. You can have not so heavy breathing, and any single thing that you do can make you a target. So I get it. Everybody made it to breakfast except for Ian. Ian is the person that they ended up sending home at the end of the day. He's a gamer. I believe he won Big Brother. He's really good. He's very smart, they say. So it's like, yeah, we got to go ahead and pack you up out of here, okay? Because you may be one of the people that's easy to figure us out and we don't have time. All right? So there's that. Now, after breakfast, the traders are trying to, figure out who the super trader is while the faithfuls are trying to find out who the hell the traders are in general. Okay. Now, Porsha is having a sit down with Ron, Tara, and Dorinda. And Dorinda said that she's really confused because she's trying to figure out how did they come to the decision to eliminate or murder Ian. And so Porsha says that she can't get a feel off of anybody being the traitor. Then she turns around and slips up. I said, girl, you ended up being a traitor to your damn self, to be honest. So she slips up and says that she thought it could be Ian. I can't get a read off of anybody. I can look at everybody in their face and I can't get a read off of anybody. I mean, at one point I thought it would be Ian and he's the one I killed. You say you want to run that? You did what now, girl? Girl, you did who? How did you kill him, Porsha? So at this point, America is over here like, okay, so Porsha, you the damn secret traitor? Baby. Porsha, you would be the worst. Like, girl, you no ma'am. This was terrible. This was terrible. Like the way you put your own foot in your mouth, the way that you nailed your own coffin, the way that you took your coffin and put it in your own grave over here on this show, Like, girl, please. And you can't even blame nobody else but yourself. Like, that's the crazy part. You can't blame nobody else but yourself. So, Ron caught what Porsha said. And of course, he's going to hold on to it, right? He going to take that to the bank. We're going to see if he'll be able to cash it. Hello? Now, Colton says if Michael isn't a traitor, then he's a terrible faithful. Baby, they so tired of fucking Michael. They are. I told y'all he is hilariously obnoxious. Period. So Tiffany thinks it's Donna, right? So Tiffany thinks it's Donna. You have Candiace that thinks it's Donna. You also have Jam who thinks it's Donna. So it's interesting to see more and more conversations happening to where they believe it's either Michael that's the traitor or Donna that's the traitor. Okay. But that's what's going on, all right? And Tiffany said, well, I feel like it's Donna that's the traitor because when I tell y'all I've been watching her this whole time, and only somebody who feels safe doesn't feel like they need to make connections with others. And she ain't never lied. She ain't never. Now, Tiffany is good, and I do feel like Tiffany is going to be one that they really do underestimate in my personal. Okay, so y'all might want to watch Miss Mamas for sure. All right. But she is so not wrong. Everybody else around here trying to hurry up and form alliances and talk to this person and what you thinking, how you feeling, and then Miss D over here just chilling. I don't know. Maybe the Swifties got her acting like that. I don't know what's going on. Maybe also it could be because she's older. Could be because she's the oldest, and maybe that's a little difficult for her to try and connect with some of these younger folks or something. Maybe. So then, speaking of Miss Donna, Donna walks in where a conversation is being had by Porsha, Dorinda, Michael, and the young lady I believe she's a chef, and I can't think of her name at this time, but they are talking about someone being murdered that night, right? And Porsha slips up again. I'm like, Porsha, you just don't understand the game or something, girl. Porsha slips up again and says, this is bad. Because if we kill a faithful at Banish, like that's gonna be like two faithfuls like out each day. Like, Porsha, what you doing? Porsha, what the fuck? And we over here thinking that Candiace is probably doing a bit too much, right? As a traitor, like you don't want to bring this attention to yourself. But then you got Porsha over here just saying her damn self up. And I'm like, Porsha, you are not beating the allegations, ma'am. You're just not beating it. Like, I can't. Like, Porsha. Ooh, girl. Oh my God, today. Porsha. That is just, girl. Girl, what? Oh, and she did it a few times. I'm like, Porsha, if you didn't want to be here, just say that. Okay? If you didn't want to be here, girl, just say that. Damn. Y'all, like Michael looked up like, girl, what the fuck? Did y'all hear that? I know y'all heard that. Did y'all hear what she just said? Baby, I was over here laughing hard to say, it was too funny. Okay. I said, Porsha just she don't get the game or something. Like, who is y'all killing? I don't know. That's just crazy. Anywho, so Ron tells Donna and Michael about the slip up, right? That he had heard Porsha say earlier about Ian. And they said, well, she just had another one when you came in here. Or right before you came in here. So they gave him that. So he over here like, oh, I think I got it. I think I found the traitor. Oh my God. It's going to be me to save the day. I am going to be the one to help the people find their first traitor on like the first night. Whatever. Like, yikes. Let's keep going. So Porsha, you know, Porsha would have been a terrible traitor. Period. They did right. They did. Porsha, yes. Porsha would have been a terrible traitor. Girl, you can't even do faithful right, which is crazy. You can't even do faithful right, which is crazy. But I do believe they're going to give Porsha another chance. I see Porsha being right back on this show next year. I do. Just like Dorinda spun the block, I can see Porsha over there. And she might be over there with a piece of Ashley Darby if they give us what we want. And give Ashley the break that she need. Hello? Anywho, so it's time for them to do their second mission. And this was an interesting mission, right? So the group arrived to the fields to transport the thrones, right, back to the castle, right. So they arrive to a field. It's like three different thrones there, and they have some tasks that they have to do along the way. They have to get these thrones with people sitting in them back to the castle. Along the way, they have stops that they have to take. They got to get bags of gold. They also have to find some of the shields. The people that find the shields can replace somebody else sitting on the throne, right? They could dethrone somebody, sit on that, and likely be protecting themselves from death later on that night, right? So along each stop, they have to get the shields. They have to also get the gold or whatever, so they can add all of that to the pot by the end of it. But they got to do this all within 45 minutes. But they not even gonna have a clock to be able to count down or any of that. So they just got to be real quick and hope they beat the clock. Okay, by the time they get back. Now they decided to go with like some of the lightest women, like Candiace, Caroline, and Tiffany. Those were the top three that they decided to go with in the throne. So they're carrying them, right? Yeah, they're carrying these ladies, whatever. So once they get to the first stop, all right, money is found, and then a shield is found. Of course, I believe Monét found the first shield and decided to give it to Rinna, right? Because she was tiny, and Monét was like, I'm not gonna get my big thick ass up there, so I'm just gonna go ahead and give it to Lisa, right? So gives it to Lisa. Lisa decides to dethrone Caroline. Caroline Stanbury, that is also a housewife. So, I said Rinna does not give a damn about this housewife alliance. Like, let's just understand that right out the gate. Okay? She don't care about it. Because I'm like, why would you, if you see Candiace sitting there, if you see Caroline sitting there, why would you bypass Tiffany and go straight to Caroline? Do y'all not have an alliance with each other? Maybe that would have been a dead giveaway or something, but y'all already have targets on y'all backs because y'all are housewives. So why would you overlook Tiffany and go straight over there to Caroline? Anywho, Dorinda didn't give a damn either because Dorinda decided to go over there and dethrone Candiace. And I was like, help me, okay? I felt like Kevin Hart. Help me. Like, what are y'all doing? Why are y'all bypassing Tiffany? That kind of irritated me. I said, y'all getting on my nerves, okay? Y'all done made me mad. Okay. Steven finds a token. He finds a shield or whatever and gives it back to Caroline Stanbury. Okay. So she goes back and she uproots Tiffany. She a good one because she should have went back and uprooted Rinna. Since you want to uproot me, let me uproot you. Let me get that up out you real quick. Actually, that would have made it even more interesting, to be honest with you, but she definitely would have had a target on her back. Okay. Understand? So Caroline did right. All right. So there's that. Maura ended up finding one of them, and she dethroned Dorinda at some point during the game, the activity. And she told her, get off my throne. Then turned around and said, can I get a foot rub? She was yelling. I was so tickled at that scene for some reason. Once we get to the last stop, baby Colton, you're not gonna make it to the end. I don't care what nobody say. You are not gonna make it to the end. You're not gonna make it to the end. I think Colton would be a pretty good traitor. A matter of fact, I feel like Colton is a traitor as a faithful. It's something about it. It's something about Colton. So Colton is searching for a shield. He finds it. He uses it too. So he no longer is abiding by what they said with the lightest person and getting back to the castle in under 45 minutes. Now, I felt the way because he used it and he dethroned Rinna. I said, Lisa, you need to hold on. You need to remember what he did. Okay, I know you're not bothered too much, but you need to remember that this man sat up here and dethroned you. Understand, right? With his big grown ass. I did not like that at all. But at the same time, I said, this is the final stretch. As much as I can't stand it, I mean, it's really giving every person for themselves. And sometimes you got to say yourself. So I can't even really be mad at Colton for real, But it's like, damn. Most of the other guys having a piece of integrity. And here you come. And then, I really wouldn't even hear he come. He'll come jam. Let's be very clear about that. So Rob gets a token. And Rob decided to give it to Jam. And I'm like, Rob, what are you doing? What are you doing? He gave it to Jam Jam. I said, I can't. But he also thinks that Jam Jam could be the secret traitor. So if it would win him favor with Jam Jam, then cool, So I'm going to give it to him. Jam Jam goes over there and dethrones Maura. And I was hollering after she was over there begging and pleading for that man to not do that. And let me tell you, it was so funny because Michael ran over there trying to tell. I can't remember who it was. Was it Dorinda or somebody? He ran over there to tell somebody like, hey, I think I should get the shield. And she was like, don't tell me that. You need to go back there with it, honey. Okay, because that's where the shield is at right now. So he runs back there to where Maura is trying to tell Jam Jam that he thinks he deserves the shield. And so Jam Jam hurried up and put it down in the little coin box or whatever for him to take over Maura's seat and for her to hop up. When I tell y'all, Michael was so upset about it. He was so upset about it. I was like, Michael, baby, just go just go ahead and understand this is not a time for negotiation. I don't know what you're thinking. We're really not playing teams for real, for real. This is not the Millionaire Show. Okay, this is Traitors. All right. So we're not finna negotiate about that. And the way that Alan laid out those rules and stuff, it didn't sound like y'all were gonna negotiate no shields at all. Like, what you talking about? And then he gonna talk about someone they got back, right? He said something like, oh, I thought that we were gonna get a chance to give a speech or something like that. I thought we were gonna be able to let you know why we deserve the shield. And I said, baby, we only got 45 minutes. Y'all trying to beat that 45, man. Ain't nobody got time to listen to somebody every time about why they think they should have the shield. We ain't got time for that. You didn't find it. Let's move on. Like, what? Too funny. So the team got back in less than, or at least 10 minutes earlier than what was expected of them, right? So now, not only do they get the money in the pot, they also get the shield. So everybody that's sitting in the shields are safe. And I believe it was Colton, Jam Jam, and I think it was Dorinda. If it wasn't Dorinda, maybe it was Caroline, but I really feel like it was Dorinda. Either way, the people safe. So Michael then got into it with Jam Jam over the shield, just crying, just upset, just mad. I was like, let it go. Soon as he brought it up, Jam Jam rolled his eyes. And when I tell you, me and Jam Jam was on the same page, like, let's let it go, honey. So Rob C, he's sitting with Donna and some others, and he asked her if she's heard any names. And she says that she doesn't know. It's too soon to tell. Girl, everybody around the house is throwing names out. And you mean to tell me that you haven't heard no name at all? That should have been an alarm right there to go up in his ear. But what I will say is she also said that she's not talking to anyone else. At least she didn't tell that to the group, but that's what she told to Ron, and that is what she told to Michael when they were headed out there. She said that they're the only ones that she could trust at this time. So she doesn't plan on talking to other people. So, but I don't think it's bad for you to say who you think or say the names that you've heard that are out there, especially if they've been out there already. Okay, and maybe if you was having conversations with other folks, you will know that they throwing your damn name out there. Okay, so I guess you don't know what names is out there already, girl. I said you're not even gonna say Porsha. And you sat up there and heard what Porsha said. You're not gonna say Porsha name, but I understand her wanting to be like, oh, you just never know who you could trust in this game. You don't know who you're talking to, and it's like, but see, that's the way it is, right? That's just the way it is, girl. Have you heard names or what? So, anywho, Donna says that she didn't want to say her name because she can't trust nobody, and she did say that earlier. Whatever. Let's get to Dorinda, Lisa, Candiace, and Tara in the kitchen having a conversation. Of course, they're talking about Donna and how they believe that she is a traitor, okay? But Dorinda don't think that, okay? And Dorinda still talking about how she's scared of the Swifties. Like, girl, they is not in this house, honey. Let them do what they gonna do. Like, girl, what you thinking? And she doesn't think that Donna is a traitor at this time. And Candiace says that she thinks Donna is the secret traitor. So we shall see. Michael thinks his name will come up at the round table. And Colton says that Donna's name keep coming up on the outside the table. Okay, and she don't really like to talk game. She don't talk game at all. So he said he's been noticing that about her. He's been keeping that close. She don't talk. She don't. She don't really talk to nobody, and she don't talk game. Like, that is weird. That is a person that likely isn't saying much because they probably don't want to get themselves away. Yeah, I don't know. Let's keep going. So Michael is ready for war at the round table. He told us, I'm ready for war like it's whatever, okay? Because when I come up off the table, y'all gonna know what it is, okay? And I'm one of the realest faithfuls up in this. Okay, Michael? Okay, calm down. Porsha does think that Michael's not the traitor. She thinks that whoever is saying Michael's name, that's the person that's the traitor, right? And of course, on cue, you got Ron who walks in, and this is where Porsha puts her foot in her mouth again. Damn, girl, if you don't want to be there, just say that. So Porsha says, yeah, because there's like four traitors, right? There's at least four of them. And everybody like, how you know it's four? How do you know it's four? How do you know it's four? Now, see, some of it is that Porsha was paying attention, is what it seems like. Okay. Maybe she watched all the shows, so she know how it goes. So to her, she's like, okay, it's at least four, but I do understand why it's alarming. And Porsha can't be that damn smart. Because if she was that damn smart, then maybe she wouldn't have put a foot in her mouth earlier on. Okay, with her slip ups, just talking. I don't know, but Ron was on her head. So Ron said, I got you, BIT. I got you. Don't you worry, okay? Don't you worry, I got you. Because I don't know how you know it's four traders, because I'm not even sure if it's four traders. I said, Porsha, you are giving vibes of being a secret trader. You are giving those vibes at this time, but a part of me feels like, girl, you don't know how to be. You just don't like, Girl, that episode 2 was good. It was good. They get to the round table. Donna is called out first by, I believe her name was Natalie, right? She was called out about her reaction and her appearing really stressed out. Donna says that she shouldn't she don't really barge in on conversations that are going on. Okay, girl. Okay, Donna girl. Okay. Anywho, so she says it's sad because she says that she isn't attached to anyone there, and it's really like low hanging fruit. And Natalie said just because it's low hanging fruit, girl, that don't mean that y'all this ain't no traitor. I said I know that's right, honey. I know that's right, baby. Ron was ready though. Ron's like, okay, enough of that. That's cute. Listen, I have 3 pieces of evidence. I said not 3 pieces. Okay. So he brings up the situation with Candiace, like, oh, and baby Candiace, you was kind of giving it away. You was looking scared though. You thought you had been figured out, honey. You really did. So he brings up the situation with Candiace telling Porsha one thing, Porsha bringing it to the front, yada, 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 it not making sense. Then he highlights the other instances where she referred to killing somebody and how many traitors it is or whatever the case. So he talks about that, right? He says, again, you said at dinner X, Y, and Z. And she says, I'm not a traitor. Okay. And maybe I did probably misspeak. I said, probably. I said, why you got to put probably in it? I probably misspoke. I said, get Porsha off. I said, get Porsha off this show. Get Porsha, get up. Get up. Get her up. Get Porsha up. I probably misspoke. Oh, Porsha, get her out of here. Just a little bit, okay? Go back and practice some more and then return to us next year, okay? I said this wording is looking so bad on you. Porsha doesn't remember saying that she murdered Ian. I understand her not remembering that she said that, okay? But let me tell y'all what was so funny. When Ron was telling Porsha what she said, somebody said, who said that? It was so funny because y'all know that's one of Porsha's lines. Who said that? Who said that? And so you got the people, at the round table after Ron comes out and say something. They're like, who said that? Who said that? Porsha, baby. I said y'all play too damn much. Y'all know y'all play. Y'all play too much, okay? Um, what else? So Candiace decides that she's gonna try to defend Porsha at some point during this round table. And I said, Candiace, shut up, girl, because I'm rooting for you. I gotta have at least I gotta have you there. If Porsha gone, you gotta be there. Like, stop playing. Okay, I'm scared. Be quiet. All right. But Candiace did a decent job by bringing the conversation back to Donna. But baby, Donna did a better job throwing that shit back at Candiace when Candiace was telling Donna, like, I think that you have the perfect qualities to be a traitor. And Donna said, I think you do too. You do a great job of deflecting this, that, and the other. I said, oh, damn, the girl's going in. They right. So Ron brings it back to Porsha like, yeah, this is cute. First he asked Candiace like, oh, so is that all that you have to go off of to think that it's her? And Candiace was like, wait a minute, boo-boo. Okay, that's how I feel. Those are my thoughts. You don't have to accept it because I'm damn sure not accepting what you said about Porsha. Okay, so you don't have to accept it. And Ron's like, okay. Back to Porsha though. I had 3 pieces of evidence. Does anybody else have any additional evidence? Like, what's really going on? Because I'm talking about evidence here, baby, not evidence. Okay, so Michael brings up them damn shields again. Michael bring up them damn shields again, bitch. Baby Michael, and when Jam was rolling his eyes again, I felt you. I felt you, okay? Then Michael slips up and then say something about, yeah, we got rid of Ian. They said, what? Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Did we all hear the same thing? Who got rid of Ian? We? Why are you saying we got rid of Ian? So Michael up here yelling and all this and that, telling people he not no traitor and all this. And then Lisa says the evidence, so that was funny. Michael finishes his point. Lisa says the evidence for Porsha is way more than the evidence for Michael. So she's kind of torn because she wants to vote with the group. Right. And right now, the group is looking like voting against Porsha, but she don't want to vote out a housewife. And I'm like, Lisa, girl, let's not act like you give a damn about the housewives. The way that you ran up there and uprooted the hell out of, who was it? Was it Caroline Stanbury? Be quiet. The way you ran up there and uprooted that lady, honey, you don't give a damn. Stop acting like it. You just using that as an excuse. Let me go with the group. Baby, listen, now that I think about it, when Candiace did her, when she was on her podcast talking about the show and she kind of was talking about one of the ladies, I'm wondering if Lisa Rinna played her. I'm wondering if they both made it to the end or something and Lisa played her or I don't know. I think Lisa gonna play Candiace. I hope not. Cause she was talking about somebody, another woman on the show, but she didn't really say who it was. I thought she was talking about a woman. Maybe it was a guy. She was talking about she wanted to address him. So maybe it was a guy she wants to address. I'm not sure. But I hope Lisa didn't cross her. I hope not. Because the way Lisa's moving to me too, I just feel like Lisa don't give a damn about y'all housewives. What alliance? Right? I would have thought that she would try to hang in there with the housewives alliance until maybe closer to the end. But y'all know Lisa be all for herself, so it is what it is. Jam is voting. So first of all, it's time for them to vote. They go around, they say all their votes. I'm only gonna talk about the votes that stuck out to me. When Jam said he voted for Michael because he asked for it, pause. The way I hollered, because I thought that was some funny shit. I voted for Michael. Well, he asked for it. That's the kind of mess. I like that kind of carrying on. I likes that kind of carrying on right there. Lisa voted for Porsha, right? And it just once again confirms she not aligned with housewives like that, right? We get down to Colton. Colton makes the final decision between Donna and Porsha because those were the 2 in the lead. Although people did vote for Michael, the top 2 in the lead were Donna and Porsha, and Colton broke that tie or whatever. And ended up or whatever. I think he broke the tie. Whatever it was, Colton voted for Porsha, ends up sending Porsha ass home in the 2nd episode. Let me tell y'all, the way I was not expecting these turn of events on episode 2, the way I thought Porsha would at least have made it to episode 5. Woo! Baby, Porsha was pissed. You could tell she was sad. She was hurt. Um, yeah, Porsha definitely felt betrayed. You could tell she was fighting back her tears. She was sad though. She came out there, she gave her word, said that she was a faithful, she wished them the best. She turned around and walked off. People was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, Porsha." She was gone. It was really giving kiss my ass at that point. The faithfuls took a L that night. She was pissed. And I don't feel bad. I mean, I'm not that I don't feel bad, but I understand her being mad. You know what I'm saying? Like I would be mad as hell too, but you did put your foot in your own mouth, okay? And then when it was time for you to clear it up, that's my thing. You said I probably misspoke. Like, girl, what? Like, you really brought this on yourself. I wonder what her reaction was as she watched back her 2 episodes of the season. Girl, that's crazy. That's crazy. So the traitors get attached to murder in plain sight that night, right? They have to grab a card out of the kitchen from behind the photo. In that little card box is going to be options that the super trader chose for the people that they would like to have murdered, and they have to choose who that person is going to be. Then they all have to, go and burn it or whatever at the end of the night, confirming and sealing the fate of that person. All right. Now, this was good, and this was very, very risky. But baby, the Rob got up there and Rob said, "I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's go." Rob is making me very, very proud of him so far at this time. Rob is getting in there. I'm okay, Rob. I'm very proud of him so far. So Candiace decided to do a distraction, which was do a Congo line, right? Candiace, I am concerned that you're going to be out of here by episode 5. You might be the one that's going to be gone by episode 5. Okay? It's just the little things that you've done that would make people believe that you are indeed the traitor. And who the hell starts the Congo line? I said the Congo line makes sense only if she came into the season talking about how she can't wait to do a Congo line with everybody all through the castle. Now that makes sense. But to just do one out of no damn where, baby, Rob C was on it. Rob C was on it. Rob C was like, he went to Tiffany. He said, "Listen, I think that they're about to do a murder in plain sight. I think that's what they're doing. I had to give you a heads up. Don't participate. I don't know if they're gonna try to get you to drink or do something or whatever. Like, just don't go where they at. Baby, Rob, you would have did real good. But let's keep going. Anywho, doing the Congo line was perfect because it allowed the other Rob, the traitor Rob, to go and grab that card, go through them. And I loved how he looked at that list, captured all the names. And what I love even most was how he finessed it. He went over to Lisa Rinna and said, "Hey, you know how to play chess? You want to play chess? You know how to play?" She's like, "No, I'll teach you. Come on, baby." I said, "Rob, you better go." He sat down there and pretty much played everybody. Like he said, "This is the pawn, this is the king, queen, this, that, and the other." Da, da, da. So, okay, so this is what we're working with. Okay, we're working with these people right here. Woo, 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 woo. So what you trying to do, baby? Tara came over there and started watching them like a hawk, and she was just sitting there. So I was like, "Tara, scoot back," because she was like really focused. But I feel like Tara was on to them, and I feel like Tara knew something was off or whatever. Like Tara knew what she was doing. I was so glad when she turned around, but I know that when she turned around, she still had her ear listening, ear hustling. I couldn't be mad at her though, because girl, that's how the game go. Now, as soon as Rob C heard about the Congo line, like I told y'all, he talked to Tiffany. But I didn't know he went in there talking to Rob or them at some point. He said something to them. Either way, they made a decision. They were sold on that decision. Lisa Rinna said, "Okay, I'm cool with that." They made their decision. Candiace was a little too late, so she does not know who they chose overall, but just know that they got it done, okay, because they had to get it done before bedtime. I was so nervous for them, especially Rob and Lisa sitting over there in front of everybody, planning the kill literally in plain sight. I said, "Oh, y'all did this. Y'all handled that. Y'all ate that up. Y'all ate that up, baby. Listen, y'all, I don't know who. Hey, listen, whoever picked these people to be traitors, good job. Good job. That's all I can say. Rob did. I'm so proud of Rob. I'm so proud. He rose to the occasion. And how he shows up in the house, he just don't give that he would be a traitor, but he technically is. Anywho, y'all leave your thoughts and comments down below. I thought this was a good episode. So sad. So sorry to see Porsha ass go. But the way that they did not end the show on that note with Porsha leaving, but ending it on the fact that they just fulfilled in plain sight, loved it. That's all that I got. I'm Jamie, that's me. Leave your thoughts down below, and I'm going to catch y'all in the next one. Bye.
Tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a proxy. Cash died at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF, got them trying to clone me like Agent Smith. Game time, I invaded gym, high elevated, I can face the rim. Putting shots up, I got laser focus, about to take it over, I'm Invader Zim. On a trip to Florida